Hey ladies and gents of the world, today we're going to be demonstrating how we do goddess locks. So we're going to go ahead and get started. There's the back view. I've already put in the base of it. And there's my curl pattern. So with goddess locks, it's basically two parts. It's basically you have to have the curl pattern at the end, and for that I use the Freetresse deep twist 22 inches. I've used this hair many times in the past, and I just love the curl pattern. To me it's just beautiful. So for the base of my hair, what I did was the night before I washed it really good, and then I did the LCO method, which is leave-in, cream, and the oil, and then I just two-strand twisted it all over. It makes it easier for me to apply the braiding hair, because I just basically use my hair as the third strand instead of twisting my hair all in it. And see, there's that beautiful curl pattern. I just love that. But basically, like I was saying, with the goddess locks, it's two parts. You have to have hair at the bottom that creates that curl pattern at the end, that loose curl that makes it look like the locks weren't finished at the bottom, or they're just curled. And then you have to have the lock part. So here I'm just applying the hair, just normal braiding, and then after I'm done with that, the next day I will put the twist on. So let's just watch.
I know where we can go, where the sunrise lasts forever, and it's all you and me.
So what I'm showing you here is that I've braided down, I won't even say halfway, probably like 1/3, and basically it's just to the tip of my real hair. And then what I did was just twist the rest of it. You don't necessarily have to braid the whole thing down because no one's gonna see it. The Marley hair is gonna cover it. But to make the process faster, I braided until the end of my hair, maybe a little bit lower, and then I just twisted the rest of the hair.
We'll get real lost again. Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again.
So here's just a little close-up about how I was saying that I use my hair as a third strand. Now usually when you're braiding like individual braids, you'll split your hair into 3 pieces, then attach the braiding hair, which is fine. I mean, if that's how you do it, then you go ahead and keep doing it that way. But I like this way better by using my hair as just a third strand, because like I said, it helps when taking down the hair, because I'm not like combing through my hair, I'm not like knotting my hair, it's already in that twist. I've just noticed that it makes it a bit easier for me. And here is the braids all finished. Don't be talking about how skimpy my braids look, because we're not done. But here's the curl pattern at the bottom. Now it does look a little rough because of the separation, but like I said, this is not the end, so stick around. So here we are the next day. As you can see, I've already got majority of my head done with the twisting, but I'll leave these two out so that I can show you guys how I did it. So unfortunately, I did not show the package of hair, Marley hair that I used. But what I'll do, if you follow me on Instagram at dstyles with 3 S's, I'll put a picture of the package, and then in the description box of this video, I'll go ahead and list the name as well. But as you can see, it's just regular Marley hair. I mean, you can really use whichever ones you want. And then the trick for me is to separate the hair, and I'll demonstrate why in a little bit, but I go ahead and I separate it as much as I possibly can. That way it'll give you more coverage of your braid, and you don't have to use as much hair. Like I said, I'll demonstrate in just a moment. So here's where I'm going to demonstrate on my finger why I separate the hair so far. Now this spacing is not what you want to do. Of course, those are gaps and you don't want gaps in it. But here I'll show you how I would actually twist it on my hair. So as you can see, go 1 time around, 2 times around, 3, and then there's going to be a 4th one where I completely cover my finger with only 4 times around. Now here I'm going to grab just one fresh out the pack, and you can see it's already up to like 5, 6, 7, 8 times around my finger, and so that's way too much hair. I wouldn't get that far using the hair all bunched up. As you can see, that's 4 times around, and it only goes to my knuckle. So you can tell that once you space the hair out, actually pulling it apart and stuff, that you can get more coverage when you're doing your twisting. So here's where I'm going to take that piece that's already separated. I don't separate the ends because it makes it easier to actually crochet. And there goes my crochet hook. And just like any crochet, you go ahead and I'll put the hair in, and then I'll close the latch. Once it's underneath the braid, I'll put the latch underneath the braid, and then put the hair on, close the latch, and then pull it through. Now here's where I'm going to do a length check. I just do this to make sure that the Marley hair is long enough. Now I just test it to see how long I want it the wrapping part to go down before I leave it and let the braiding curl pattern show. So I measure it with one piece, and then usually the longer piece I'll start the wrapping with. So here I'm just demonstrating how I do the wrapping. It's nothing special. I just make sure that the hair pieces are separated every time I wrap around, just to make sure that the braid is actually covered. And then once I get to the end, if the piece that I'm wrapping with gets too short, I just hold that with the braided hair and then take the other piece and just continue wrapping. So here I am again, separating the hair. It's gonna look a bit thin when you're doing this, but that's okay. It just kind of gives it a little more density as well. And remember, when you're getting down to the end, to leave the end, don't separate the end. And here's my latch hook. We're gonna go ahead and put that under the braid, attach the Marley hair, close that hook, and pull through. Now here's where we're going to do the length check. Now as you can see, the Marley hair is longer than the actual braiding hair. So what I do is just pull one side to make it, to make one side stop where I want the twisting part to stop. Of course it's going to be higher than that anyway. It may be higher than that anyway, but that's how I try to avoid going all the way down.
We'll get real lost again. Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again. I know where we can go, where the sunrise lasts forever, and it's all you and me. We'll kiss the sky goodnight. Come get lost with me. Come get lost with me.
Now here you'll see me squeezing the lock and kind of mushing all of the hair down, or trying to scoot it down. That's because I didn't make sure that the hair was separated while I was twisting. So as you can see, I ran out of hair like the first twist a lot faster than I did any other one, and that's just because I was being lazy, didn't make sure that it was separated. Now there are some parts that are more skinnier than the rest, and that's just fine. It makes it look more authentic. But here you go, here's the finished look. I absolutely love goddess locks. I think they look so great on me. I think they look authentic, and that's because I'm not too neat with it. You don't have to be all the way neat. They don't all have to meet at the same point or be the same distance from the end of the curl pattern. Like, you know, do what you want with it, make it your own. So some would stop there, or they would dip their hair in hot water. What I like to do is put mousse. So I'm using Lotta Body Wrap Me Mousse, and what that does is it basically secures the hold at the end of the dread, because as you could notice, I didn't knot it, I didn't burn it, I just kept twisting until it was all out. So that kind of helps the twist stay in, and it also defines the curl with the braiding hair, with the Freetresse braiding hair. Every time I've used this hair, this is what I do. I always put mousse on it to just help define that curl. It kind of locks it in, just like hot water would do.
We'll kiss the sky goodnight.
And you can't forget your hair accessories. One of the things that I fell in love with after protective styling, I've always loved the gold pieces. It makes it look so 90s to me, and everybody who knows me knows I'm stuck in the 90s. And here is the final look. I absolutely love this style. I think this protective style really looks good on me. I feel like anyone can pull it off, really. It's so retro, it's so 90s. It's just free-spirited, and I love it, especially in the summertime. I thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and hit that red button to subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.